Imagine it's Monday morning at 9 a.m. Employees are logging into their systems and suddenly the help desk starts receiving multiple calls. Some users cannot access email, others cannot connect to the VPN. As IT professionals, our job is not just to fix technology. Our job is to restore business operations as quickly as possible. This is where incident management comes in. In this presentation, I'll walk you through the complete life cycle of an incident in ServiceNow, from the moment an issue is reported until the final review and reporting stage. I'll also share real-world examples that I've seen in enterprise environments so that you can understand not just the theory, but how it actually works in production. Every incident starts with identification. Users may report issues through phone calls, emails, self-service portals, Microsoft Teams, or even monitoring tools such as SolarWinds, SCOM, or Zabbix. Let me give you a real example. One morning our monitoring tool generated an alert that a domain controller was not responding. Before users even noticed the issue, ServiceNow automatically created an incident ticket. This is why proactive monitoring is so important. The goal during identification is simple. Make sure every issue is captured and tracked so nothing falls through the cracks. Once the incident is identified, the next step is logging and categorization. Many engineers underestimate this step, but this is where successful troubleshooting begins. Suppose a user reports that Outlook is not opening. If I simply write Outlook issue in the ticket, nobody understands the impact. Instead, I document user affected, business impact, error messages, category, subcategory, impact, urgency, priority. This information helps routing teams correctly and ensures SLA calculations are accurate. A well-written ticket can save hours of troubleshooting later. After categorization comes assignment. Think of assignment as getting the ticket to the right doctor. If a ticket related to Active Directory reaches the network team, valuable time is wasted. In one organization where I worked, assignment rules automatically routed tickets based on category and subcategory. For example, VPN issues went to network team. Server issues went to Windows team. Database alerts went to DBA team. Correct assignment reduces resolution time and improves SLA performance. This is where technical skills really matter. The objective is to find the root cause or at least identify a workaround. Let me share a real scenario. A user reported they couldn't log in. At first glance it looked like a password issue. But after checking Active Directory, I found the account was not locked. Then I checked DNS. Finally, I discovered replication between domain controllers had failed. The user wasn't authenticating against the correct server. The lesson here is simple. Never assume. Follow a structured troubleshooting approach and let the evidence guide you. Once we've identified the issue, it's time to implement the fix. The focus here is restoring service as quickly as possible. For example, we had a print server service stop unexpectedly. Users across multiple departments could not print documents. After identifying the failed service, we restarted the service, validated connectivity, and confirmed printing functionality. Within minutes, business operations resumed. Always remember, users don't care about the technical details. They care about getting back to work. Many engineers rush to close tickets. I believe closure is just as important as troubleshooting. Before closing a ticket, I always verify with the user. Can they access the system? Can they perform their business tasks? Is the issue fully resolved? Then I document root cause, actions taken, resolution steps, validation results. This documentation becomes valuable knowledge for future incidents. Good documentation today saves time tomorrow. This is one of the most common interview questions. Let's make it simple. An incident is something broken. A service request is something needed. A problem is the reason incidents keep happening. For example, Outlook not opening is an incident. Requesting Microsoft Office installation is a service request. Investigating why Outlook crashes every Monday is problem management. Understanding this distinction shows interviewers that you understand ITIL fundamentals. During major outages, communication becomes more important than technology. I once experienced an ERP outage that affected finance, procurement, and operations teams. Hundreds of users were impacted. The first thing we did was open a major incident bridge. Then we established communication updates every 30 minutes. Even when we didn't have a solution yet, we provided status updates. This reduced frustration significantly. People are usually patient when they know what's happening. They become frustrated when nobody communicates. VIP users require a higher level of communication and ownership. One executive once called because their VPN wasn't working before an important customer presentation. Technically, it was a standard VPN issue, but the business impact was extremely high. I immediately took ownership, provided updates every few minutes, coordinated with a network team, and ensured the issue was resolved before the meeting. The lesson is simple. Treat every user professionally, but understand the business impact behind the request. Here's an interview-ready example. A critical ERP application suddenly became unavailable. Multiple departments were unable to process transactions. I immediately classified the incident as P1. I initiated an incident bridge and involved Windows, network, database, and application teams. Every 30 minutes, I communicated status updates to stakeholders. After investigation, we discovered a database service failure. The service was restored and the application became available again. The entire outage lasted approximately 2 hours. The key lesson was coordination. Major incidents are rarely solved by one team alone. When documenting tickets, I imagine another engineer reading my notes 6 months later. Will they understand exactly what happened? Good documentation should tell a complete story. What was reported? What troubleshooting was performed? What was discovered? What fixed the issue? What validation was completed? This level of detail improves knowledge sharing and reduces repeat effort across the support team. One of the most important support metrics is first contact resolution. This measures how many incidents are resolved during the first interaction. I achieved a high FCR by focusing on 3 things: strong technical knowledge, effective questioning, a reliable knowledge base. For example, password resets, account unlocks, VPN configuration issues, printer mapping problems, and software installations were often resolved during the first call itself. The faster we solve issues, the happier the users become. Prioritization is based on business impact and urgency. P1 incident affects the entire organization. Examples include email outages, ERP outages, or domain controller failures. P2 affects a department. P3 impacts individual users. A P4 is typically a low-impact issue or standard request. One mistake new engineers make is prioritizing based on who is shouting the loudest. The correct approach is always business impact plus urgency. That ensures resources are focused where they are needed most.